I talked about Damien Dash, the payback karma for Jay-Z, and Jaguar Wright. But you know who really who belongs with those two? The real karma payback, Colin Kaepernick. That's right. Yes, I do watch the NFL. I am a fan of the Buffalo Bills, and I keep up with the sport because I've done it all my life. However, I never look at the NFL the same again the way they did Colin Kaepernick. And what I mean by that is I don't have a vested interest in all the details. Yes, I can tell you about the quarterbacks and the teams, and I do, I watch the games enough to when I do my critical takes week by week and stuff like that. But ask me, and dare I say, it's the most important sport in North America because football still intrigues. But do I feel hyped about it? Am I as passionate about it? No. There is an elephant in the room. The racism of the owners, the racism of the league, Roger Goodell's bought and paid off self. I am not really that enamored with it. Like it's enamored with it in a situation like this. It's disgusting in part because of how they did Colin Kaepernick, and I do have people that I'm associated with who've never gone back because of how he got whiteballed by the NFL. And they used a nice field hand in Jay Z, aka Lazy, to come along, flex his so called $1 billion status for black capitalism. Had Jalen Rose said that he's good for the game because of this. What happened to that Jalen Rose that was part of the Michigan Fab Five that spoke out against the corporates and stuff? Now, I know you evolve over time. However, how do you stand up for a guy who has professed his drug dealing, his past, and is a corporate sellout? And now with the whole thing with Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne, all that, and everything that's involved, they use them as a shield to bring rappers on board as a way to weaponize against Colin Kaepernick's crusade, but yet they still have logos in the end zones. They still have to acknowledge the lack of what goes on in the country and the lack that they don't really have a full-fledged 100% black owner. Very few general managers they've had in the ranks, and black head coaches are at a premium. And before people get at me, well, what about the black quarterbacks? Because Patrick Mahomes. I say, well, if you grew up 40 years ago, you had Warren Moon to Doug Williams and then Randall Cunningham, you didn't have and now Reggie Cower, you didn't have a lot of black quarterbacks. This black quarterback phenomenon in the NFL is a recent phenomenon. And yes, I throw Patrick Mahomes in their faces to say he's right there with Brady and Montana. He's right there with Tom Brady and Joe Montana. That's it. Those are the top three. You can debate who the fourth is. Mahomes is right there with them too. Got the career, got stats, dominance. There you go. It's like Tiger Woods with Jack Nicholson. There you go. Get an opportunity. There you go. He won it. Here you go. Just like Hank Aaron, the Barry Bonds, with there with Babe Ruth. There you go. Here you go. Want it? Here you go. Right there with you. There you go. So, saying all that to tell you this. I'm like looking at the situation like, yeah, you used to show you how racist and what they did. They used, and they didn't even really push black performers before they brought Jay-Z in like that because pretty much the Janet Jackson thing cooled that off until you got the Prince. And he gave a strong performance. And then Beyonce did her thing. But they weren't pushing black performers, especially more hipper ones. They were pushing more the white performers if you pay attention. When they got Kaepernick, that was the trade-off. You see, that's the old slickness that they do. Back alley slickness. Well, let's see. We got to shut them up somehow. And, all right, well, yeah. I mean, that's, and this is what they do. What they do. So somehow bringing him up there and representing when he said we're past kneeling was a slap in the face and an insult. You know what? Truth or not, fact or fiction, what's going on with Jay-Z, we'll find out with everything, even though I think there's going to be some smoke and some fire. But let's get something straight. He was not a real role model, however you want to call it. He was used from the field to the house as a trade-off. But I ask you today, Who looks better, Colin Kaepernick or Jay-Z? Because you can say whatever you want to say about Kaepernick, but you can't say he guilt by association. Ain't never heard no birds of a flock together. And the racist NFL then tried to mock him. They had Warren Sapp trying to diss him, his practice. I'm like, let me tell you something. Kaepernick put in the same work you did. He didn't get a fair chance. He was an employee just like you was employed by a company. And he got whiteballed. And they decided to take some rapper and use him as a mouthpiece to say, see, we're not racist, what we do. But then again, when Jay-Z did that Tom Brady performance just last summer with Robert Kraft and Meek Mill, and you saw the Randy Watson applause from Coming to America, and you know when Randy Watson, Eddie Murphy's character, kind of dressed up like Rick James with that Jerry Curl wig on doing The Greatest Love of All. You remember how he got the few 3 hand claps? That was Jay-Z at Patriots Stadium for the Tom Brady when he's doing the show. Nobody cared. The audience didn't care. They didn't care. They used his ignorant behind to run Colin Kaepernick out. And a lot of people then ran behind it and don't even seem to care. And then you wonder why we have a hard time getting along or being on the same page. Not saying stop watching football or nothing like that, but look at what they've done and how they manipulate it. You even get somebody who's act like he's woke and Kendrick Lamar. He can't wait to get on that platform to perform. Okay. Rihanna once said, oh, I won't get on there. She got on there. Beyonce, supposed to be so down, got her butt up on there. And Dr. Dre and Snoop and all of them, Mary J, all of them. Why? Because they only as loyal as the dollar you're throwing their way. May as well be dancing on the pole if you want. If you want some loyalty, you ain't getting it. And it shows you how fake it is. But ask yourself, who looks better now, Colin Kaepernick or Jay-Z? Who looks better now? And what's the NFL going to do? Because you know they're going to have to, the pressure's going to come mountain. They're going to have to cut his dreadlocks and get him up out of there because he's not a good role model. Oh, they about to give him a wake-up call. You can bet your bottom dollar they're going to get real white on him like, oh, well, we don't know who you are. They're going to get like Clive Davis on him and watch. Well, don't know who you are. Watch. Just you watch. You still did Colin Kaepernick wrong. How much injustice can you have on the field, off the field? You know. You're messing with Black Lives off the field. You're messing with Tyreek Hill was trying to go to work to start the season. And you didn't mess with Colin Kaepernick for a straight decade. Because everything that you got now is a reflection of him. The president who got select, because I'm not going to say elect, is a reflection of the Colin Kaepernick effect. Think about it. Colin Kaepernick has been more important and impactful. And then don't mention LeBron James's name because he's a stooge. He's tied to Jay-Z and Diddy. Colin Kaepernick's the real athlete who really got the change. You think about it. Kaepernick's tie-in from Trump with Jay-Z, billion-dollar industry. Think about it. Just let it sink in. But just like Jaguar Wright, Damon Dash, Colin Kaepernick is been he told you, and you see all the ones who the real sellouts. Jay-Z's a sellout too. Kaepernick was real, and it's unfortunate. He got no justice by the NFL. What's going to happen when they have to pull Dread Man out? Because you know they're going to be backlash. And then what's going to happen to them rappers? What's going to happen to their football? What's going to happen then? Yeah. Be careful who you associate with and partner up with, huh? And I'm going to tell you something. As glad as I am that Jaguar Wright, because I know she was telling the truth, and Damon Dash will get some respect. Colin Kaepernick's the one who got done the dirtiest of all because of bringing in Jay-Z. And the NFL did this on purpose. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like, hit that membership, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. If we're going to really say not like us, it's none of those entertainers because they're not about justice. They sold and bought and paid for.